Artisanal small-scale mining sector, or ASM, produces most of the minerals that are needed for energy transition. So for instance, lithium, cobalt, iron ore, etc. However, many of these miners are excluded from the benefits of the minerals that they produce. How do you explain that contradiction to someone hearing it for the first time?
Yeah, that was a very good question. So I think this question too, it fits into what I just mentioned, like the different just transition approaches and understandings that we have, and from the narrow just transition approach, the small scale miners are not really so much considered in the realities of the mineral supply chains, right? Because the focus is more like, okay, which technologies have less emissions, but then it doesn't ask all the questions of, okay, what is also needed to build these technologies and who has access to these technologies in the first place, right? And there's one, what I just wanted to show is there's one report by Oxfam International that was published last year that I think approaches exactly this topic and talks about how the current framework of just transition actually risks reinforcing this, unequal global division of labor, as they are saying, the colonial division of labor, in which the global south is mostly just a producer of or exporter of raw materials. And since I just spoke about the structural adjustment program, I think it's only the logical extension, right? Because once this framework is still in place, it is not surprising that the mining of transition minerals actually reproduces the same uneven relations or north-south relations. So I think this report is just my recommendation for anyone who wants to read more about it. And for who the topic is maybe a bit new, this report, I think, talks about it quite well and also visualizes it very well. And then also to just talk about the reality of like critical minerals being mined across Africa. I think it's also good to show which minerals are actually impacted by that, because I think often we talk about like the DSC, which is for very, very valid reasons. But also this is not limited to the DSC. This is a mapping by the European Partnership for Responsible Minerals, where we can see that there are actually much more African countries that are already producing critical minerals through the ASM sector. And looking at the current dynamics and the global rush for critical minerals, we can only anticipate that this is going to increase in the coming years. So this is not just a marginal topic, but this is actually quite important and quite urgent. For instance, I think Nigeria is mentioned 5 to 6 times. Madagascar is there, Zimbabwe too, as one of the largest lithium producers on the continent. So yeah, this is just to briefly sketch the importance of it. Yeah, and then okay, there was one other one from the report that I think also underpins the current paradox that we are in, right? The report mentions or gives this example of global electric vehicle value chains, right? Because I think the EV or EVs are like this, a very good example of what the narrow technical just transition discourse has promoted as solutions, right? But the report also underlines how this is not really a solution for everybody, depending on where you find yourself in the world. And they made this example of Tesla, right? And how much profit Tesla makes by producing one car, one EV, which is about $3,150, whereby a cobalt miner in the DSC only makes $7 for 3 kilograms of cobalt, which is approximately the amount needed to build one electric vehicle, right? So I think this is a very stark contrast that tells us how, we need very much broader approaches and understandings of just transitions to not replicate these uneven, extraction patterns.